Mystery Theater, starring Tom Conway as Inspector Saber of the Homicide Squad.
Hi there, Spike.
Who's winning, Johnny?
Just about breaking even.
Hey, has Ruby been around yet?
She's come and gone.
Where'd she go?
Don't you know?
I wouldn't be asking if I knew.
She's in the morgue.
The morgue? What'd she go there for?
She's dead. She was murdered out in front of the joint.
Well, it can't be. Can't.
I didn't even tell the police I knew her. Thought you might have had something to do with it.
Shut up! You haven't got what it takes. Must be some mistake. Ruby dead? I don't believe it. Inspector. That's Barbara.
You better sit down, Mr. Wallace.
I have to tell her mother.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wallace.
Thank you. Hi, Jim.
Hi.
Sergeant, take Mr. Wallace home, will you?
Right, Inspector.
Oh, no questions.
I thought I'd get callous to things like that on this job, but I just can't seem to take it.
I know. I know exactly how you feel.
Yeah. There was a girl murdered near the Oasis Cafe.
Yes.
Well, I thought it might be somebody I knew.
I'm Inspector Saber. I've been assigned to the case.
Yes, Jackson?
Take number 43782 back to the viewing room.
Okay.
I'll show you the way. That is your friend, huh?
Yeah. And I was in love with her.
I see.
And Ruby was in love with me, Inspector.
Ruby?
Yeah, Ruby Thompson. Then you didn't know who it was?
I thought I did.
We'll return to Mystery Theater in just a moment.
How long have you known Ruby?
Oh, 3 or 4 months. But it sure seems longer.
Where did you meet her, Mr.?
The name is Briggs, Inspector. Spike Briggs.
Mm-hmm.
I met Ruby at the Cafe Oasis. I just come back from Singapore. Say, do you have any idea who did it?
No. Do you?
No. Poor kid.
Did you know that Ruby was also known as Barbara Wallace?
Well, that doesn't surprise me. You see, Ruby was a very funny gal. Mysterious-like. I always felt like she was running away from something. It could have been herself. But you see, I didn't ask her too many questions, and Ruby didn't ask me any either.
Did you ever ask her where she lived?
No, she never told me. Gave me a line about being the daughter of a very wealthy man. She wasn't exactly lying. You see, Ruby was always full of dreams. Well, I don't think there's any more I can tell you, Inspector.
Then I shan't detain you.
Good night, sir.
Oh, Mr. Briggs,
Yeah?
did any of the others who hang around the Oasis Cafe know Ruby?
Oh, sure, everybody.
Did Costello know her?
Costello? He's the one that introduced us.
Oh. Good night.
Good night, Inspector. Good night.
Give me the phone, will you?
Sure.
Hello, Lieutenant. Saber. I'm down in the coroner's office. A man just left here wearing a seaman's outfit. He's about 6'1", 190 pounds, muscular build. Have Benson trailing, will you? No, I don't want him picked up. Okay. When Maloney comes back, tell him to meet me in the office first thing in the morning, will you?
Okay, Mark.
I'm closed, Inspector.
I won't keep you a minute.
What's on your mind?
Ruby Thompson,
Who's she?
the young woman who was killed outside this place.
Oh?
Why didn't you want me to know that you knew her?
What goes on in this place is none of my business. Look, Inspector, this isn't a high-class joint. If I didn't keep my trap shut about my customers, they'd be afraid to come in here.
Spike Briggs said that you introduced him to Ruby.
Well, Spike isn't very smart. What could I tell you? That they battled all the time? I heard him say he'd kill her now. I know he was only fooling. But a curious cop like you might consider he had a motive.
Do you think he had one?
What difference does it make what I think?
Inspector Saber. Yes, Jackson. You did find traces of opium in the body. I thought you might. Uh-huh. Well, thanks for the information. Okay, bye.
Got a little dope on that Briggs character, and I do mean dope. The FBI thinks he's been smuggling the junk in. Never been able to pin it on him, though.
Makes about 4 trips a year to the Orient. Opium found under his bunk on one voyage claimed someone hid it there. Associated with suspected dealers in narcotics. No jail record.
That shouldn't discourage him. He's young yet.
You know, Tim, I can't help thinking about that poor kid, Barbara. Or Ruby, if you prefer. The tortures, conflicting thoughts that must have gone through her mind. First being one person, then another.
Something like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, huh?
Not exactly, Tim. Well, psychiatry has many technical names for it. But as far as you and I are concerned, let's settle for calling it split personality.
Most people I know haven't enough personality to split.
See what that is, will you?
Are you the inspector?
Not yet. Sergeant Maloney.
I'm Inspector Saber.
My name is Clifford Hayden. I was engaged to marry Barbara Wallace.
How do you do, Mr. Hayden? I was just about to call you.
The reason I wanted to see you is a strange thing happened a couple of weeks ago when Barbara and I were driving home from a dance. I thought she'd had too much to drink. She seemed to be in some kind of a drunken stupor. She kept mentioning the name of Spike. Then she fell asleep. Then suddenly she screamed, "Don't kill me! Don't kill me!"
A man named Spike Briggs identified Miss Wallace as Ruby Thompson.
Yes, I read that in the papers. It's fantastic. I just don't understand it. I think this Spike had something to do with her death, Inspector. In fact, the more I think of it, the more convinced I am he killed her.
If he did, I'm sure we'll find that out. If we get any definite information, we'll be in touch with you.
Oh, please do, Inspector. I'm very anxious to know.
Thank you for dropping in.
Goodbye, Inspector.
Bye.
Don't tell me you've been demoted to janitor.
Tim, I want you to get me a sample of the dirt between the Oasis Cafe and the next building.
I'll bring in the building if it'll do any good.
The material in the envelope you gave me and the sample Tim brought are identically the same, structurally.
Well, what do you know?
Crime lab. Yes, he's here. It's for you, Inspector.
Thank you, Sam. Hello? Yes? He is? Okay, I'll be right over. Mr. Hayden is back in the Oasis.
Thanks, Sam.
I'm a sergeant yet.
Still waiting for Spike?
Yes.
There's your boy, mister.
Give me a beer, Eddie.
You killed her.
What are you talking about?
You took her away from me. I'm going to kill you.
Go away.
I'll get him, Mark.
Okay, get up, Mr. Hayden.
I guess I got a little careless, Inspector.
So you make a habit of coming down to the Oasis.
I've never been here before.
We know better.
What's going on here?
You were here last night.
It wasn't last night, Inspector. It was 2 days ago. I followed Barbara. I had to know why she wasn't seeing me. But I didn't kill her.
Take him in.
There's no place like a nice, quiet cell to let a man cool off. Do you think Hayden killed her?
No. I'm not a very gullible man, as you know, Tim, but I believe him. I believe he followed Barbara just to see where she was spending her time. He must have loved her a great deal, and he certainly isn't the killer type. But there's still a law against assault with a deadly weapon. Hey, wait a minute, turn around. That storeroom floor sure messed you up.
Well, I better clean it up before Maggie sees it.
Wait a minute, Tim. Take your coat off. We better have that spot analyzed. Come on.
It's the real stuff.
How do you like that?
Get Hayden. Bring him to the office. We've got to take a long chance, Tim. Come on.
You're welcome, Sergeant.
I'll do anything I can to help apprehend Barbara's murderer, Inspector.
Okay. Then you know what you have to do.
Hello. Clifford Hayden, what do you want?
Listen, I got away from the police. I've got to see you right away.
Yeah, what about? You want to take another shot at me?
I was wrong about you, Spike. I realize it now. We just found ourselves in the position of being in love with the same girl. The least we can do is try to find out who killed her.
Yeah, that's the least we can do.
I ran across some information which I thought I ought to talk over with you before I go to the police. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Barbara was a dope addict. She got the stuff from the Oasis.
She did, huh? Hey, maybe we better have a little talk at that. Can you meet me here?
All right, I'll make it as quick as I can.
It's my duty to warn you that this might be dangerous.
I understand.
I don't know how he found out about the stuff, but I told you we should have quit after that last shipment was brought in.
So he's coming here, eh? Well, well, well. I'll see you later, Spike.
Hello, Hayden.
We've got to find out who killed her.
Yeah. Say, what made you think that this was the place where she got the stuff?
Well, when I was here before in that storeroom, I got what I thought was white powder on my trouser cuff. After I got away from the police, I became curious and had it analyzed. It was opium.
No. Well, just what was it that made you so curious about that white stuff?
Well, Barbara had been acting very strange before she was killed. I had my suspicions about something like that.
Show me where that stuff was.
All right. Right there.
You're too smart for your own good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So you were thinking of going to the police, huh?
No.
Ruby thought she was going to the police, too.
Costello, you killed her.
I didn't have any more junk. She wouldn't believe me.
You filthy rat.
You're not so clean yourself. You started her on the stuff.
That was before I knew her.
Got enough!
He killed her, Inspector.
Yes, we heard. We're turning you over to the FBI.
I wish you'd done it months ago, then Ruby'd still be alive. I didn't know a gal could mean so much to a guy. I really loved her.
Thanks for the help, Mr. Hayden.
Yeah.
Scrape and pull. Scrape and pull. The continuous scrape and pull of a razor over the same places time and time again can make a man's face hurt and burn and sting. But with Molay brushless shaving cream, this doesn't happen. For Molay is a cream with real body that sets your whiskers up in a way no skimpy, watery cream can match and takes the painful scrape and pull right out of shaving. And because Molay contains an abundance of soothing lanolin, it conditions your skin while you shave, leaves your face feeling refreshed and supple without a trace of burn or sting.
Gee, Daddy, how smooth it is.
Yes, and another wonderful thing about Molay is its He-Man fragrance.
You smell so good.
So for the most comfortable shave you've ever known,
Start today to use Molay.
the brushless shaving cream that combines real body with abundant lanolin and takes the scrape and pull right out of shaving. Join us again next week for another exciting adventure with Inspector Mark Saber of the Homicide Squad. Brought to you by the makers of Bayer.